Let's be brutally honest for a moment. That pit in your stomach when you think about your bank account balance is a familiar feeling for too many people. It's the late-night anxiety, staring at the ceiling, mentally replaying every purchase from the last month. It's the stack of unopened bills on the counter you consciously avoid, as if ignoring them will make them disappear. You might find yourself working longer hours, grinding away at a side hustle, feeling the exhaustion deep in your bones. Yet the needle on your financial stress meter barely moves. You feel trapped, convinced that you are the problem, that you lack discipline or intelligence others possess. This feeling, this pervasive stress, is not your fault. It is, however, your responsibility to address. The good news is that the source of this anxiety is often not a lack of income or a personal failing. Instead, it's a series of insidious lies about money we've been told or told ourselves. These are the invisible scripts that run our financial lives, guiding us toward decisions that keep us stressed, stuck. They sound like common sense, like pragmatic wisdom passed down through generations, but in reality, they are the very chains holding you back from living what I call a rich life. The truth is, most of the money stress you experience doesn't come from the numbers on a statement. It originates from the flawed psychology behind how you interact with those numbers. Guilt, shame, inaction. You feel bad about your spending, so you avoid looking at it. Because you avoid looking, you have no real data, so you continue making the same suboptimal choices. And the cycle repeats, month after month, year after year. It feels overwhelming, but the solution is surprisingly simple once you identify the lies for what they are. In this essay, we are going to systematically dismantle the most common and destructive money lies. We are not going to talk about cutting coupons. That is loser talk, and it doesn't work. Instead, we are going to replace each lie with a simple, powerful truth and a concrete, actionable system you can set up immediately. You don't need more willpower. You need better systems. By confronting these lies head-on, you can take back control, reduce your anxiety, and finally start building the financial life you actually want. This is the most pervasive and dangerous lie of all. It's the siren song for anyone feeling the pinch. If I could just get a raise, if I could just land that higher-paying job, if my side hustle just took off. People chase a bigger paycheck with the ferocity of a starving animal, believing it's the magical cure-all. They pour their energy into working more, negotiating harder, and clawing their way up the corporate ladder. They imagine a future where, with more cash flow, all their problems will simply evaporate. But then a strange thing happens. They get the raise. The side hustle starts paying out. And for a month or two, things feel better. But soon, that old familiar anxiety begins to creep back in. They look at their bank account and realize they're still living paycheck to paycheck, even with an extra $500 or $1,000 a month. Wealth isn't built by simply earning more. It's built by intentionally directing your money where you want it to go. The fix is not to stop wanting more. You should absolutely earn more. The fix is to decide, in advance, what you will do with that new money before it ever hits your checking account. This removes the temptation and the guesswork. It turns an emotional decision into a logical, automated action that works for you every single time. Here is your simple, concrete action. Create a raise rule for yourself right now. The rule is simple. For any new dollar I earn, from a raise, bonus, or side income, X% will be automatically directed to my investments, and Y% will be sent to my savings. I recommend starting with at least 50% of your raise going toward your financial goals. For example, if you get a $500 monthly raise, set up an automatic transfer for $250 to your investment account on the same day you get paid. This one rule ensures that as your income grows, your wealth grows with it, breaking the cycle of lifestyle inflation for good. This is the financial equivalent of saying, I'll go to the gym if I have any energy left after a 12-hour workday. It's a nice thought, a noble intention, but it is a strategy that is fundamentally doomed to fail. People who follow this philosophy treat saving as an afterthought. They get their paycheck, pay their rent or mortgage, cover their car payment, buy groceries, go out with friends, subscribe to 5 different streaming services, and then, at the end of the month, they peek at their bank account, only to find a few lonely dollars staring back at them, or worse, a negative balance. This approach pits your long-term goals against 1,000 immediate short-term desires. And in that battle, the immediate desire almost always wins. These just this once expenses add up and consume every last cent of your discretionary income. Saving what's left over means you are giving your financial future the scraps from your table, and you can't build a rich life on scraps. The most successful people in building wealth do the exact opposite. They understand a fundamental truth. You must pay yourself first. This is not a suggestion. It is a non-negotiable rule. They treat their savings and investment contributions with the same importance as their rent or mortgage payment. It is the first bill they pay, not the last. By doing this, they flip the script entirely. Instead of asking, "How much can I save after I spend?" they ask, "How much can I spend after I've saved?" This subtle shift in perspective is the entire difference between staying broke and building real, sustainable wealth. Your fix is to take human psychology out of the equation and automate the entire process. Log into your payroll system or your bank account today and set up an automatic transfer. Decide on a percentage of your paycheck you want to save. Start with 5% or 10% if you're new to this. Then, create a recurring transfer that moves this money from your checking account to a separate high-yield savings account or investment account the day after you get paid. You will never see this money in your primary account, so you won't be tempted to spend it. It will build your wealth silently and effortlessly in the background. It's just a coffee. It's only a $15 lunch. This subscription is only $9.99 a month. We whisper these little justifications to ourselves every day, convincing ourselves these tiny purchases are harmless little leaks. They seem to have no real impact on our financial health. This is a comforting lie. It absolves us of tracking the small stuff. But a ship doesn't sink from one big hole. It sinks from 1,000 tiny, unpatched leaks. Your finances are the same. The danger isn't the single transaction, it's the cumulative power of habit. That $5 daily coffee is over $1,200 a year. That $15 lunch 3 times a week becomes over $2,300 a year. Those forgotten $9.99 subscriptions? They silently drain your resources. When you stare at your bank statement wondering where the money went, this is often the culprit. A death by 1,000 cuts. These small, mindless spends stop you from directing money toward things you truly value. The solution is not to become a miser eating rice and beans. That's a grim, unsustainable, broke person finance approach. The goal of a rich life: spend extravagantly on what you love and cut costs mercilessly on what you don't. Shift from mindless spending to conscious spending. Know where your money goes so you can judge value. Is that mediocre latte giving you $100-200 of joy per year? Or would you rather spend that on a vacation, or a concert, or your investment account? Simple fix. Perform a subscription audit and a last 10 review. First, log into your bank cards and find every recurring charge. Cancel anything you don't use or love. Be ruthless. Second, review your last 10 discretionary purchases. For each, ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much joy did this bring me? This is data, not shame. Quickly you'll spot low-value patterns to cut without real loss. That frees up hundreds of dollars to redirect toward what truly matters. Lie number 4. My next raise is going to solve all my problems. The anticipation of a raise is a powerful motivator. It feels like a finish line, a moment when the financial pressure will finally release. You dream about what you'll do with the extra cash. Pay off debt faster. Finally build up that emergency fund. Start investing seriously. The raise represents a clean slate. People pin all their financial hopes on this single future event. They believe new income will reset habits and lead to prosperity. It feels like the ultimate solution. The reality, however, is often a bitter disappointment. This phenomenon, known as lifestyle inflation, is the silent killer of financial progress. When the bigger paycheck arrives, new desires follow. The old car suddenly feels too worn out. The small apartment feels cramped. The clothes in your closet look dated. So you upgrade. You get a new car payment, a higher rent bill, a new wardrobe. Before you know it, the raise is absorbed into monthly expenses. You feel just as broke as before, only now your baseline cost of living is higher. A raise does not fix a broken financial system. It amplifies it. If you spend every dollar, a raise just means you spend more. It does not create discipline or savings habits by itself. It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. It leaks faster. Without a predefined plan, a raise is just running faster on the same hamster wheel. That's why some six-figure earners are still stressed and living paycheck to paycheck. The fix: treat your raise as a separate income stream with its own rules. Reinforce the raise rule. Decide before the first new paycheck. The moment you find out you're getting a raise, before you receive the first new paycheck, you must decide what to do with it. The simplest effective rule is the 50-30-20 split for new money. 50% to investments, 30% to savings for a house, 30% to savings for a car, 30% to savings for a big trip, 20% to upgrade your lifestyle. You get an immediate upgrade and still build long-term wealth. Okay, that's the idea. Lie number 5. I'm just naturally bad with money. This is one of the most self-defeating lies you can tell yourself. Saying I'm bad with money is a cognitive dead end. It's an identity statement, not a description of a behavior. When you frame it this way, you give yourself permission to fail before you even start. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe you're bad with money, so you don't try to create a budget. When you overspend, it reinforces your belief. See, I told you I was bad with money. This phrase is a shield you use to protect yourself from the discomfort of trying and potentially failing. It's a shield that keeps you permanently imprisoned in financial mediocrity. The truth is, nobody is naturally good or bad with money. Were Warren Buffett and I born with a special finance gene in our DNA? Of course not. Being good with money is not about innate talent. Being good with money is not about genius-level math skills. Being good with money is not about iron-willed discipline. It is about having a few simple, effective systems in place that make the right decisions, the easy decisions. People who appear to be good with money are simply those who have automated the important stuff, freeing up their mental energy for more important things. They don't rely on willpower because they know willpower is a finite and unreliable resource. The problem isn't you, it's your lack of systems. A system is an external framework that does the heavy lifting for you. An automatic savings transfer is a system. A conscious spending plan is a system. Having separate sub-savings accounts for different goals is a system. These tools remove the need for you to wake up every single day and make dozens of perfect, disciplined financial choices. They put your financial plan on rails, guiding your money to where it needs to go without requiring your constant attention or emotional input. Systems beat willpower every single time. Your fix is to build just one, small system this week. Forget about becoming a financial guru overnight. Pick one area of friction and build a system around it. For example, if you always forget to pay a bill on time, log in right now and set up autopay. If you never manage to save, set up that automatic transfer we discussed. If you have no idea where your money goes, download a simple budgeting app and commit to tracking your spending for just 30 days. Your goal is not to be perfect. Lie number 6, rich people know some secret. I don't. There's a pervasive myth that wealthy people are part of some exclusive club, holding secret knowledge that is inaccessible to the rest of us. We imagine them on yachts, making complex, high-risk stock trades based on mysterious tips or inheriting vast fortunes. This narrative is comforting in a way, because it absolves us of responsibility. If building wealth requires a secret handshake or a magic formula, and we don't have it, then it's not our fault we're not rich. It allows us to remain passive spectators in our own financial lives, waiting for a secret to be revealed. This is 99% fantasy. While a small fraction of the ultra-wealthy inherited their money or got lucky on a single bet, the vast majority of millionaires, especially first-generation ones, are not mystical wizards. Their secret is devastatingly boring and surprisingly simple. They automate, they invest consistently over long periods, and they are ruthlessly patient. They don't time the market. They don't chase get-rich-quick schemes. They follow a simple, repeatable process of saving a portion of their income and investing it in low-cost, diversified index funds, month after month, year after year, for decades. The actual secret is that there is no secret. The path to wealth is well documented, public knowledge. It's about consistency, not complexity. It's about the unsexy, monotonous habit of setting money aside and letting the power of compound interest do its work. This should be incredibly empowering news. It means you don't need an Ivy League MBA or a friend on Wall Street. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be consistent. The principles are available to anyone with an internet connection. The barrier isn't knowledge, it's execution. Your fix is to embrace the boring and start today. Open a Roth IRA or a brokerage account with a reputable, low-cost provider. Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab. You can do this online in about 15 minutes. Then, set up an automatic investment of just $50 a month or $100 a month into a simple, diversified, low-cost index fund that tracks the S&P 500, like VOO or FXAIX. That's it. You have now implemented the secret strategy of the wealthy. The key is to never stop this automatic contribution. Let it run in the background for the next 30 years, and you will be amazed at what that simple, boring habit can achieve. Okay, seriously, just start. If we look back at these 7 lies, a clear pattern emerges. Each one is rooted in either fear, confusion, a feeling of helplessness. They make personal finance feel like an unsolvable puzzle, a game rigged against you from the start. I need more money. I'm bad with money. I need a perfect plan. These are all stories we tell ourselves to justify our inaction. They create a fog of anxiety that clouds our judgment and keeps us stuck. But as we've seen, piercing through that fog doesn't require a heroic effort. It requires a shift from emotional reaction to logical action. The antidote to every single one of these lies is the powerful combination of clarity and automation. Clarity comes from consciously deciding what you want your money to do for you, defining your rich life. Do you want to travel for a month every year? Do you want to work part-time in your 50s? Do you want the freedom to quit a job you hate without panicking? Get specific. Automation is the engine that turns that clarity into reality. It's the system of automatic transfers and investments that executes your plan flawlessly, whether you're feeling motivated or lazy, confident or scared. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or a sudden surge of willpower. Action creates momentum. You don't need to overhaul your entire financial life this weekend. You just need to take one small, decisive step. Choose one action from this essay and implement it today. Set up that one automatic transfer. Cancel that one unused subscription. Open that one investment account. The goal is not perfection, it is progress. Each small system you build is a vote for your future self. Imagine a future, just a few months from now, where you don't feel a jolt of anxiety when you open your banking app. Imagine knowing your bills are paid, your savings are growing, your investments are working for you, all on autopilot. This is not a fantasy. This is the natural outcome of replacing lies with systems. Your rich life is not about being a miser. It's about using money as a tool to design the life you truly want. The stress you feel now can be replaced with confidence. The confusion can be replaced with clarity. Start with one simple system and watch your money story change for good. Yep, just one step.